أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you again for joining today's lesson, and sorry about the interruption. Sometimes technology just plays up. And it so happens, every time you want to do Islamic lesson, Dini lesson, the other places as well, technology plays up. I don't know if it's from the shaitan, Allah knows best. But we try and record this session because basically people who can't make it to the masjid for some reason or the other, then they can at least so at least they can benefit from this session, inshallah, from their home. So at the moment we were doing Surah Maun, all right, and in Surah Maun we were reading Surah Maun from its meaning. So inshallah today what we're going to do is we're going to go through the surah, inshallah, in terms of its tajweed. Then inshallah we will what we usually do, we ask everyone to read the surah, but today we got a lot of brothers, inshallah. So we will try and do, we will do two verses, inshallah. Okay, so everyone has a chance to read, and inshallah we will also look at the meaning of it as much as we can, inshallah. How much time have we got, brother, roughly? An hour? 1 hour, okay. So inshallah, but okay, alright, no worry, I'm not going to keep it 1 hour, I'm going to make it short. Half an hour? Okay, half an hour, maybe we'll cover 2 hours. Okay. When it comes to other things, people got time and this and that. When it comes to Quran, okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the other day, but inshallah, we'll try and finish in half an hour, keep it nice and short. Okay, so Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. Okay. Don't repeat after me, okay? So in this verse here, or in the first verse, brothers, as we can see, is there any tajweed that we can see? Anything?
Yeah, one.
Yeah. Okay.
One alif long.
Okay. Alright. First of all, we seen the first letter, which was alif here. Okay.
Yeah.
This alif, are we going to pronounce it first, brothers? We have been through so many lessons. Are we going to pronounce this alif? Yeah?
Alif.
Yeah? So this alif has got what on top of it? Hamza. Hamza. What's the golden rule? We only pronounce alif when it's got Hamza on top of it, right? If it does not have Hamza, we don't pronounce that alif, okay? Inshallah. So in this case, we are going to be pronouncing alif. So by the way, what is this alif doing here? Is it a letter or it is doing some other job?
I think it's.
Is it a letter or is it doing some other job?
Some other job.
What is this other job?
Question.
No, it is. Yes, but from an Arabic point of view, yes, it's a question. But what is the alif doing from our basic layman point of view? Is it a letter or is it doing some other job?
Stretch.
No, it's not stretching. No, something to do with Hamza. It is carrying Hamza. Okay? Remember we said alif can come in how many forms? 3 forms. Okay? Number 1, it can come as a letter. Alright? Yeah? As in this case. Okay? Or alif can come to do his stretching job. Yeah? He will come to do stretching. Like for example, how would we know if it is doing his stretching? Like in this case. Okay? As in this case. Okay? Alright? It's come in this case. Look at this. It's got no symbol on top of it. That means it is doing stretching. Okay? And of course, alif comes to do the carrying job. Okay? Which are the letters that can carry Hamza quickly? Alif is one.
Alif is one.
Yeah, what's the other 2 letters? What's the other 2 letters? Alif, Waw and Ya. Remember this, brothers. Remember this, okay? So when it comes to carrying Hamza, alright, Alif, Waw and Ya can carry Hamza. This is the special privilege, okay? So in this case, our Alif is carrying Hamza, alright, and it's got a vowel letter on top of it, so we're going to pronounce it, okay? So it's got Ara. Now can you see Ra, it changed color. Does anybody know why? Okay?
Why?
Okay. So, the letters in Arabic are tafkhim and tarqiq. Heavy letter and soft letters. Okay? We will go to that lesson later, inshallah, brothers. Okay? We're going to go to those lessons later because we are just starting in the beginning. So, in this case, what it means is that Ra is heavy. Okay? Ra is heavy. So, Ra, you have to like kind of do a round mouth to pronounce it. Okay? If Ra, whenever Ra has a Dhamma or Da has a Fatha, it is heavy. Okay? Alright? So, remember, all the letters in the Arabic alphabet, right, are part of two groups. Okay? One is Tarqiq, which is heavy letters, or the other one is Tafkhim. Tafkhim. But three letters, alright? Three letters, okay? Alif, Lam, and Ra. Okay? They can shift from Tafkhim to Tarqiq based on situation. Okay? Based on situation, they can change. So the understanding of Ra is a big topic on its own. Inshallah, when we get there, we will discuss it soon. But for now, remember, whenever Ra's got a Dhamma or Ra got a Fatha, alright, then you read it as heavy. Okay? So, Ara Aitalladhi. Now look at this Hamza here, brothers. Are we pronouncing this Hamza? Yeah? No, this Alif, this Hamza here that we just seen. Okay, so now, where is Alif here? This Hamza is on his own. You see? This is a very good example. Okay? So, this is what we need to understand that sometimes Hamza can come on its own. Yeah? It doesn't need any Alif. Okay? As in this case. Ara Aitalladhi. But in this case, Hamza was what? Feeling weak. Like, oh, somebody carry me, please. So who decided to help Hamza?
Yeah.
Alif. Alif decided to help. Alif decided to help. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? So look at the difference, brothers. Get this clear that Hamza sometimes needs to be carried, sometimes it can come on its own. Alright? Alright, we're not going to go into the explanation of why. Yeah, but we'll just read it for now. We're just focusing on reading the Quran. Okay? So, Ara'ay Talladhi. Okay. Now, brothers, what is this one here? Do we read Ara'ayta Alladhi?
No.
No.
Or we read Ara'ayta Alladhi?
Join.
Ara'ayta Alladhi. Okay. So now what's happened to this one here? Is this an Alif? Yeah? It is an Alif as well. Okay? It is an Alif as well. Now what's on top of this one, brothers? It is called Hamzatul Wasl. Okay? Hamzatul Wasl. Now Hamza is of two types. How many types?
Two times.
Hamzatul Qat and Hamzatul Wasl. And in this case it's Hamzatul Wasl. Okay? So what was our golden rule? We will only pronounce Hamza, Alif, if it is got Hamza, as in this case, right? But in this case, has it got this Hamza?
No.
No, it's got a different Hamza. Okay? So this Hamza, very, very important, brother. This is another topic that we need to work on. Okay? But for now, at least know the basics. Okay? This Hamza here, we will only pronounce it if it is the first letter. Okay? Yeah? When is the first letter? For example, can anyone give me an example? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
If you were to start from in the sentence from that before the lam,
Yeah.
the alif, then that would be
Then I'm going to just have a quick look if I can show you all an example from my Quran because we have other technology is playing up today. Just want to show you an example. Okay, now look at this one. Surah Fatiha. What has happened here?
Hamzatul Wasl.
It's starting with Hamzatul Wasl. So now here, do I have a choice?
No.
No, I don't have a choice because it's my very first letter and it's my Hamzatul Wasl. Okay? Yeah? So now in this case I have to read it as Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I've got no choice here. It's my first letter. I have to pronounce the alif. But now going back to our surah, okay, in this case, is alladhi the first one? No, it is in the middle, right? It's in the middle of a word. So now the ta is going to fall into lam, okay, and we're going to skip the alif. So we're going to read it as ara'ayta alladhi, yeah, yukadhibu bid-din, okay, yukadhibu bid-din. Now these are all grayed out again, but just to show you, that is hamzatul wasl again, okay, hamzatul wasl here, all right, all right, and then bid-din, okay. Now this does, we know this one. Can anybody explain to me? We have discussed this already. Why is it orange color at the end? What type of mud is it, brothers? Come on, brother, we have discussed this. I know we got new students, but come on, some of them. No, Mad Asli is not coming at the end. It's Mad Asli, okay? But what is its speciality? Why is it a... Okay. Listen to this, brothers, again, and remember this. This is called an optional mud, okay? Optional mud. Optional mud is a mud where you have a choice of how long you want to make it, okay? But in this case, because it's come at the end of a verse, okay? End of a verse, right? So you can make 2, you can make 4, or you can make 6, okay? But you are the one, the reader decides how many he wants to do, okay? So why is it called optional mud? Because you have an option of making 2, 4, 6, and yeah, but 2, 4, 6 is something that you have to decide, okay? So now we're going to read this one. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين, or أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين, yeah, 4 alif, or أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين, okay? So 2, 4 or 6 you decide, okay? So in the first verse we got one tajweed, one bit of tajweed. That's ra, we said, is a heavy ra, and then we got the deen at the end of the verse, which we said, yeah, yukadhibu bid-deen, okay? Now interestingly, anything else? And also we came to know about the hamzatul wasl and hamzatul qat, okay, brothers? Now for starters, hamza is of 2 types, hamzatul qat and hamzatul wasl. What's the rule of hamzatul wasl and hamzatul qat? Hamzatul qat is always pronounced. Wherever you see this one, this hamza, this one, yeah, wherever you see in the Quran, you will have to pronounce it, no choice, all right? And hamzatul wasl, which is here, this one here, you will only pronounce this if it is the first letter. First letter. What if it's the second letter? What are you going to do? Skip. What if it's the third letter? Third letter got hamzatul wasl. What are you going to do? Skip. What is the fourth letter? What are you going to do? Skip. Okay? Skip. Okay? Only we will worry about hamzatul wasl if it is the first letter. If you can't remember, for an example, think Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdu starts with hamzatul wasl. Okay? Now let's have a look at the meaning of this. Arayta alladhi yukadhibu bid-din. Have you seen him who denies recompense? Does anybody know what is recompense? Recompense? What's in English? You are brothers? Recompense? Brothers, take a seat, teacher. Take a seat, say it.
I think it's like something.
Recompense. Come on, brothers. Come on. We need to know what recompense is. Okay. The dunya is the time of what? Action. Action, right? You do deeds, right? All of us do deeds. MashaAllah, we prayed Maghrib Salah now, you know. We all prayed. Isn't that a good deed? Yeah. So there are 3 stages, okay? One is called the time in the dunya, which is the time of action. You do deeds which are either has to be good deeds or bad deeds. There is nothing in the middle. So then stage 2 is the accountability stage. Does everybody know what is accountability stage? When you go to Allah, okay, and you are given your deeds, yeah, yeah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه فسوف يحاسب حسابا يسيرا وينقلب إلى أهله مسرورا. Surah Inshiqaq, Allah said, and then some will be given their deeds in their right hand, and they will return to their family. They will have a quick reckoning, and they will return to their family. Okay, in happiness. So when Allah gives, the deed would be given, yeah, that is accountability stage. Okay, and then comes recompense. All right, based on your actions. All right, Allah will decide whether one is going to go hellfire or one is going to go paradise. That's entirely in Allah's hand. This is called recompense. Recompense. Remember this, brother. Recompense. Okay, we are walking towards Jannah and we don't know what recompense is. No, it's not. It's not. We need to educate ourselves. Okay, so recompense. So Allah is saying, look at these people. Some of the people. All right, this is a Makki surah. Right? No? Allah is saying, Araita alladhi yukadhibu bid-din. Have you seen the ones who do not believe in recompense? What happens if somebody doesn't believe in recompense? The disbelievers, we know they don't believe in hellfire and paradise. You know, when we tell them about, paradise, inshallah, no problem, this and that, I'm going to get this in paradise, inshallah, and this and that. It doesn't have an effect on them because they don't believe in recompense.
Believe on the day of judgment.
Day of judgment, yeah. So if somebody doesn't have recompense, his actions are not going to be, he's not going to worry about his action, We are, alhamdulillah, we are believers, when we do, sometimes we do our actions and stuff, we still have the fear of Allah. People might say, oh, I'm this and that and all that. By the end of the day, we have fear of Allah. What I'm saying, what I'm doing, we have that fear. Because we are concerned about recompense. If you do something wrong and if our Jannah is, compromised or we can't make it to Jannah, it's a big loss. Okay? So Allah is specifically highlighting these people here. Now, let's have a look at now we come to know some of the attributes of these people. And this comes in verse number 2. If somebody wants to read it, go for it, brothers. Who wants to go for it?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين يكذب بالدين.
Next line, Father.
وذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض.
Just we're going to stop at number 2, inshallah. Okay. So Father, now what's this after the thingy? Father. What's this one here? The small line here. What is that line all about?
Alif.
No, what's the name for it? We discussed this already, brothers. It is called what alif? Standing alif. Okay. Standing alif. Okay. Standing alif. Yes. Hiding alif, no. The hiding alif, no, is visible. It's visible. Okay. Brother, I'll remind you again, but these terms, please try and remember these. Please, brothers. It's not any other book. It's the book of Allah.
Yes.
Okay? Now, is this knowledge compulsory?
Everyone.
Is this knowledge that I'm telling you all, is it compulsory? It is compulsory. It's fard knowledge, brothers. It's not a question of let me not. No. Okay? This is to do with your ibadat. Two things, brothers, on the side note. Anything to do with ibadat and anything to do with ma'amalat. Okay? These two things, any knowledge, you have to know. Ibadat, anything to do with Allah. In terms of worship, in terms of salah, in terms of zakah, in terms of hajj, in terms of fasting, you have to know this. And then, and mu'amalat, your transactions, your dealing. Okay? All the kind of dealing that you do, you could be with your friend, or it could be with your business, how you deal with your wife, how do you deal with your children. This is also fard knowledge. Okay? We may not know all of it, but we should be in the process of learning. All the time we should be in the process of learning. Okay? So now, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي, brothers, this one is called short alif. Yeah? Short alif. Okay? Short alif basically means it is the same as alif mat. Yes, where you stretch letter alif, right? When you stretch a letter using alif. But the only difference here, brothers, is that rather than writing an alif here, we just put a line. Okay? Correct? So it is the same thing as this one. Okay? But rather than writing an alif like this, we write it just like this. Okay? Why do we do it? That why have we done it? Maybe that's the way Arabic language is written, or maybe also to save space. Like imagine if you were to put all alif, 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 how much space would have taken? All right. So, but we know that the minute we see, we say فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي. We don't say فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي. Do we say?
No.
No. فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي? No. فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي. Okay? No, because Hamzatul Wasl here, we discussed that one. فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمَ. Now be careful with this ayn. Okay? يَدُعُ. يَدُعُ. Okay? This ayn, who can remind me? Ayn, where does it come from? Letter of? Letter of? Yeah? What is that called?
Ayn is
Letter of what? Throat. Anybody know the Arabic word? Hal. Good, mashallah. Well done. Okay, letter of throat. Brothers, at this stage we should know. This is advanced lesson we are in. Okay? All the what do you call organs of speech, we should know them. Okay? And we should also know the letter. Okay? So, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ. Can you feel the yadu? Yeah? Yadu. Yeah? Yeah, that the ayn should come right over here. Yeah? If you say yadu, yadu, is it okay?
no.
Yadu. No. Yadu. Yadu. Yeah? So please focus on the ayn. Yadu. Yadu yatim. So the ayn now falls on lam.
No.
Okay, we got another alif here with Hamzatul Wasl. Did you see?
Yeah.
So brothers, when you're reading the Quran, I mean, this is a surah that we know, you know what I mean? But now, say for example, if I open Surah Maida, you know, is anybody memorized Surah Maida here? No? No? So, you know, it might, and we got Hamzatul Wasl, Hamzatul Qat coming, you know, our brain needs to switch over quickly and do the business, you know? So, but it's good to do practice with a small surah so that we are aware of a big one. So, يدع اليتيم. Yeah? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمَ. But on the ayn, be careful. Don't put too much pressure that you make it qalqala. It's not a qalqala letter, okay? يدع. And this one, we know this one, yeah?
Yes.
Optional mad, end of a verse. Now, if you done 2 here, you have to do 2 here. If you done 4 here, you have to do 4 here. Okay? If you done what you call 6 in the beginning, make sure you do the same over here as well. Okay? So فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمَ. That is he who repulses the orphan. Okay? Okay? Or this is the one, in another translation, is the one who pushes the orphan. Alright? So, and in this surah, Allah is talking about the poor people, not the poor people, poor in the sense, people who are vulnerable in the society, weak people. Alright? So the weak people, do they need our care or do they not need our love? Orphans, do they need us to look after them? Yes. So Islam teaches that we look after them, we care after them, we provide for them, we go out of our way to help them. Yeah? And especially, you know, orphan. Was our beloved Prophet ﷺ orphan? Yes, he was an orphan. Okay? And Islam, you see, no other religion does this. You know, for example, in other religion, you see it's up to the state, you know, to look after the orphans and the widows and all these things, you know. It's not people's headache, you know. If you go and say, you know, I'm not saying bad to another disbeliever, or do you need to look after the orphan? He'll be like, well, why should I look after the orphan? You know? It's not my job. But Islam, as a religion, emphasizes, so we need to look after the orphan. We need to look after the widows, you know? Yeah? We need to look after our family, look after the daughters, you know, in the right way. It's a big responsibility on the believers, and we have to fulfill them.
You are neighbor, always your neighbor.
Neighbor as well. Jazakallah for reminding. Neighbor as well. Islam is a very heavy religion, you know, in the sense that it expects a lot from us. So there's these people who don't believe in the recompense. What do? They push the orphan, like, oh, go away. You know, I've got no time, you know, it's like, you know, I've got better things to do, you know. So, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمَ وَلَا. Okay, let's now move on to the next verse. So brothers, remember, because this verse said, you know, the one who don't push away the orphan. So we as believers, right, whenever we find orphans, whenever we find whatever, what should we do?
Help them.
Show our best behavior. We should show our best behavior anyway.
Yeah.
Alright? But if you find an orphan, you need to show extra care behavior. No, are you going to push the orphan?
No. Lower yourself.
Yeah, you got to lower yourself. If you can help in any way, if you can bring the orphan to your house and look after the orphan and feed and everything, that is high level, But if you can't do the high level stuff, help him in whatever, help him or her in whatever you can, or at least if you can't do that, speak nicely. Speak nicely, Speak nicely to them. Okay? And then next, move on to the next verse. وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Okay. وَلَا, so we go wa. Okay? The wa coming in this beginning of a sentence is a continuation of the second verse. Okay? So one thing we find about the people who don't believe in the recompense is that they treat the orphans harshly, and وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Okay, let's now first look at this. What is this one, brothers? Okay, so what is this one? Does anybody know what this is? Lam alif. Does anybody know what lam alif is? What the function of lam alif is?
To extend.
Can anyone explain?
Like no. Let us know.
Long in what sense, brothers?
Look like mud.
Okay.
Mud they ask you look like.
Okay.
If I do say headache.
Okay, we're going to try and understand this one, inshallah. Okay, this is very important to understand, brothers, okay? So now, do we know this letter lam?
Yes.
So we know this letter lam? Is everyone clear with the letter lam?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we stretch, okay, what we want to do is we want to stretch our letter lam, okay, with alif, okay. So now what type of mud is this one, brothers? Yeah, brother, you can go ahead. You've been saying
Mud they ask you.
mad asli, okay. But if you can't remember mad asli, natural mud, okay, natural mud. Now if you say, for example, if it was another letter, for example ba, and if I stretch it with alif, you would not write it like this,
Yeah.
correct? We would write it like this. But in case of lam, we can't write it like this. Can we write it like this?
No.
Can we? Is it looking nice?
No.
Look.
It doesn't look nice, alright? A lot of the time it can be confusing as well, alright? So that is the reason we write it like this.
Yes.
Does that look better?
Yes.
Good. Okay? So this is basically nothing but lam is being stretched by alif, alright? But we don't write it like this. Rather, we write it the other way. This is the way we write it, brothers, okay? Alright? So, now in some qaidas, I have seen, they put this as a letter. They just write it as a letter. Yeah. Lam and then lam alif, hamza, yeah. They shouldn't do this, Lam alif is something different. But, having said this, brothers, I have seen books, Arabic books, they write it like this. Okay, so if you do find them, don't be surprised. Okay?
It's a bit similar to that.
Hmm?
They do have another alif, but it's a bit similar to the first one.
Similar to this one, yeah.
Yeah, so the alif is like in a.
Let me do.
It goes like
First, let me do. Lam.
it's like
Mhm.
it makes two edges basically. So
Okay, can you just write it and show it to us?
I don't think
It's
you're
a
going to
bit-
see in the Quran, but it's like this.
Yeah.
That's another alif as well.
Yeah.
You don't see that in the.
It's the same teacher. The one you write and the one he's writing is
It's basically the same. Just you don't see that in
It's the
the.
same thing.
What's
Mm.
that?
I think
Yeah.
it's in the Indo-Pak.
Only it's a two style you can write L And the way you write
We
it,
can
the
write-
way
No,
you
they're
write
both
it.
using Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I've seen this one as well.
I've seen it.
Probably in a different font.
Yeah,
they do.
different font, but this
The
this
Quran is
do
different.
exist. Yeah. So all these three do exist. Okay. So if you do see it, don't be surprised. All right. But the most common one you will find in the Quran is the middle one. Okay, brothers.
Teacher, this one you write it, the one you
When,
write it now.
when you say illa, when you write it like that.
Teacher, can you come back 1 minute? Sorry.
Yeah. You want to go back to the other one?
Yes, please. That the line you write it there. That one is the one is small one you see in the Quran. Up is there, you know, up the ayah,
Mm.
like you see in there. And the other one is a la. You can see as a la ilaha. That is the difference, I think.
La ilaha. So la ilaha la.
The one he write it is a la ilaha. That one. And the one you write it is the it's look like the one you see in up is there the
The
Quran.
scope
You know?
sign.
Alif like up when you are writing the Quran. There's
Not
a
stop
lam,
sign.
small lam which has a circle.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah.
Okay. What you saying in stop symbol as a
Yeah.
stop symbol?
This look like that one and this is look like the Arabic la ilaha illallah. So that's
Okay. So this one, brothers. Okay. Okay. So
Sorry to interrupt you.
if it is like this,
yeah.
yeah, that's a letter. Okay. That means lam and alif joined together. Yeah.
Okay.
But what you are saying as a stop symbol, yes, this one exists. Yeah. That
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
on top of a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we know what's this symbol mean?
See, stop simple.
Do not stop.
Compulsory stop.
No.
Not stop.
No.
Do not stop. Do not stop.
Do not stop. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
do not stop.
Prohibited to stop. Okay. Prohibited to stop. You have to continue. Okay.
Heavy to stop.
You have to continue. Okay. Let's now, because brothers have started a different topic. Let's just quickly show that. I'm just going to quickly show an example because brothers asked the question. Inshallah, after this we're going to finish. Inshallah. Okay, this is the last verse from Surah Muzammil.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this one.
Yes.
Okay, are you referring to this one?
Yeah, that's
This
what I-
one, yeah. This means it's prohibited to stop. You have to continue in this. Okay, all right. We have discussed that one. So this one
Another verse.
is prohibited to stop. But what about this one? Lam alif. Lam alif. Okay. Lam and alif. Okay. But very interesting. Look at this. So the lam comes first, and this is our alif. And what is our alif doing?
Carrying
Carrying Hamza again. You see. So alif is a very busy letter. Very busy letter. It's coming with lam. It's coming with Hamza. It's got loads of jobs. Yeah.
So, just one quick question.
Yeah.
Sometimes the lam, the lam alif, the small one,
Mm.
it comes at the end of an ayah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Does that mean when we come to the end of the ayah, we need to just straight away continue, or
Which surah is it, brother? Can you give me the reference for the surah?
It's
Because I have never
it's
found.
3 surahs after Yasin. Surah Yasin, I think 2 or 3. But I've forgotten the.
Okay,
I'll
bring
find
out
out.
the surah because
Let me
I,
find
I haven't found it. Okay, because prohibited to stop. That means that we have to continue reading in this case. Okay. For example, we taken this verse. Remember. Fil ardi yaftabun. Okay, that's not our topic. Inshallah, we're going to move on to Surah Maun, and then inshallah we're going to finish now. Inshallah. So
3 minutes left.
okay, so we'll finish here now. Okay. ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. So, okay, does everybody know what these two letters are? We got a ya here and then we got a ha here. Okay. So which one are you going to pronounce first? Ya first. Okay. All right. If somebody want to be very specific in English, they call stacked letter. Okay. Stacked letter means one letter is stacked on top of the other. Okay. So always remember ya first, then comes ha. Okay. Ya huddu. It's a dad. Yeah. This is a very very heavy letter. Dad. Ya huddu. Yeah. Now coming on to this one. What is this one? How are we going to pronounce this? Ala. Okay. So, is there a ya here, brothers? Eh? We got a ya here.
Yeah.
Why are we not reading as ala ya? What happened to our ya?
Because she has an alif. He's coming with an alif. ala.
Yeah,
Because of standing alif.
so because of standing alif, ya is lost. We're not pronouncing ya.
You don't have the two dots. The two dots.
She's carrying.
Two dots.
Yeah, it's carrying teacher alif. Yeah, it's carrying alif.
Ya is what again? Sorry.
It's carrying alif. That's what.
Okay, brothers. Just a quick reminder. Okay, we should know this. Okay, this is a bit of Arabic learning, but okay. So ya, we usually know that ya has got what?
Two dots.
Two dots, right? Yeah. If you take the dots, still looks like ya, innit? Yeah, it's the shape of a duck. So if you look at the duck shaped letter, we know it's ya. Kids, that's how kids learn it. But in Arabic language, for example, if you take the dots out from the ya, it changes to alif. Okay, it takes the sound of alif. Okay, so now in this case, for example, let's write it nicely. Okay, now for example, I have taken the dots out of ya. But now, we as a reader of the Quran, how do I know? I'm going to pronounce it as what? Alaya. You know? But because you've taken the dots, ya takes the sound of alif. So, but we don't know how yeah? So that's why they have put a short alif here. Okay? So the short alif here is saying the ya has lost its sound. Okay? Ya has lost its sound. It is now alif. Is alif. Okay? It is alif. Ya has lost its sound because we messed around with his dots. Now he's lost his sound. Now it has become alif. Okay? So we got a, then lam, alif fatha, la. So that's why we have to say ala. Got it, brothers? Ala. Can anyone give me one more example from the Quran, something similar? Have you seen this one? Now, yeah? Mata. Yeah? Give one more example. What about this one? Ila. Okay? It's getting exciting, brothers? Yeah, so subhanAllah, there's lots more example I can give, but we are running out of time, so let's finish the part of the surah. Yes? So, now we know Allah here, okay? What the story of Allah, okay? Ta'amil miskin. Okay, so this alif here, ta'a, this alif is a letter or a stretching job? Stretching. He's doing his stretching. He's basically helping out I to be longer. Okay, brothers? And the way, how do I know it's stretching? What is missing? No. What's missing with the alif? How do I know it's doing a stretching job? Hamza could be one, but there's something else.
But nothing on top, so it's not.
Nothing. No fatha, no kasra, no dhamma. Okay? No fatha, no kasra, no dhamma. Okay? Yeah. But even if it had fatha, kasra, dhamma, you need Hamza to do the job for him. Okay? Alright? Ta mil miskin. Okay, now this alif here, Hamzatul Wasal again. Alright? Ta mil miskin. By the way, if somebody was to stop here, yeah? Yeah? You shouldn't do it, but just for understanding purpose. وَلَا يَحُدُّ عَلَى الطَّعَامِ. Somebody was to stop. Then how would you read the next bit? Al-Miskin. Good. Because now we are put in a situation where we need to pronounce our alif. Okay? So, and then miskin coming again is the same. Okay? Optional math, end of the ayah. Okay? And aj is not the feeding of miskin. And these people who do not believe in the recompense do not believe in the feeding the miskin. And this will come to another lesson, inshallah, brothers, in the 2 minutes we're going to close, is that Islam as a religion urges us, encourages us that we need to feed the miskin, the poor, the one. Okay? By the way, why is miskin? What's the difference between miskin and fuqara?
Miskin is the one who needs.
Or fakir?
Faqir is the one who doesn't have anything in life, but the miskin is the one who needs that moment. The miskin is the one who needs that moment, this moment. He needs help. That's his miskin.
Miskin? Okay. Fakir? Yeah, brother, you got any other explanation?
Basically, that he's in a terrible situation. That's miskin. And faqir is basically someone who's poor financially.
Close. So fakir is the one who doesn't have anything at all. Nothing at all. Yeah, completely broke in today's time. Miskin is the one who has a need, but he doesn't ask. You know? He has a need, he in desperate need of money, but out of his prestige, out of his dignity, he doesn't ask for
And
money.
also miskin is the one who you can see, like he need things, you can see. Some people when you work in order, you can see them, they need help, so you can call them miskin.
I don't. Can you see a miskin?
No.
No, you can't see a miskin. No, miskin is the one he doesn't ask. So how would you know? You know, I could be a miskin. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, yes.
Yeah, because I'm not going to ask anyone.
Yep.
But fakir could be the one, you know, he's in the street asking for money because you can see from his clothes and everything and find out.
Now I
So,
understand.
yeah. So what? And I just know the feeling of the miskin. So Islam as a religion urges us that we, inshallah, focus on feeding and looking after the miskin. Inshallah, brothers, we're going to finish here. Inshallah, next week we're going to look at the next few verses. Inshallah. Anyone got any questions before we close? Okay. Thank you all for attending. Inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Will be grass today.